1978 Chevy. This is the 30 model, 1 ton. It's got a big block in it, 2.5-inch exhaust from the headers back, Flowmaster 44 mufflers. We got disconnects at the transfer case for able to work on it later. It's got some Sanderson shorties on it. We did some 3/8 thick flanges and some graphite gaskets with new hardware. Finished in our Platinum Series. Heavy duty brackets, fully welded. This is my temporary shop. How you guys like it?
Alright guys, we're going to tackle a new topic on the square body crew cab. I just got it back. I went and had exhaust put on it because I've set the grass out here on fire twice, trying to adjust the carb and the timing. So the next step in this is wiring harness. I've gone back and forth about it, and I was going to leave the original harness in, but then overall, for what this is, we're going to go ahead and put a new harness in it. And this is just what you kind of need to start with. First thing is, this is 78. So we brought in the 73 to 82 American Autowire kit. It's a good kit, and you could theoretically do it without buying anything else other than this kit. We're not going to. The next thing is wire loom. I like this kit from Painless. It comes with a good assortment, and it has everything you need on top of that to get everything in wire loom. You go this far, this is $1,000 right here. It's like 9 something tax it here in Texas. It's $1,000. Another 150 isn't going to break the bank. It's a good kit. No complaints. This one's a power braid. They also have the classic braid, which is a different, it's a different look, same thing, whatever. Next thing is, you will need an ATO fuse box power tap set. What this does is, it's not open. Anyway, you got some little spots in your fuse block you can plug stuff into for random stuff. Not required, but if you want to do stuff like power windows or random power stuff, you're going to need this. All right, next thing is, and you don't have to get this one, ground straps. Grounding is the #1 issue with vehicle electronics. I had these, and what you're going to do is, let's go to the front here. All right, on the front, you can see we've got our, I'll pull this box wherever it's at, our Painless battery cable set. Really good set, $75. You get a good heavy gauge cable, no fuckery abound. The way I like to do it is we run our negative to the frame. We get a good connection on this frame, and then everything else comes off the frame. So like right now, we got this right here, which is loose, from the frame to the alternator, and that's catching our motor and everything else. And then in the lighting, it's not on here now. There used to be a wire. On your factory truck, there's a wire from here down there, whatever. We're changing how all that goes. So now, basically you got 3 assemblies on the frame, let's call it. You've got your front assembly, you've got your cab, and you got your bed. So in these 3, each one from that frame rail to this item is going to get one of those ground straps. It might be overkill, but the better you do this, the less trouble you'll have. So at that point, well, 4 straps. I forgot we're also going to run a big strap to the motor. It's not back there, but I have it here somewhere. So in that, and you want a big one on your motor because it's going to be your draw from the starter is going to be your #1 draw. So you'll have a good connection from your motor to your frame, but everything works off of this frame. If you do that, if you do the frame and then you hit your 3 sub-assemblies with their own ground strap, you'll have very little issues with grounding. And it goes back to grounding is the #1 issue with an install. So let me open this up and we'll kind of go through it. All right, I got her opened up. Let's look at this real quick. This is minus this. This is how it is when you open it up. Here's a list of what's in here. You got that. And then you've got basic. This is even more basic than normal. My last set had a really nice set of drawings, but yeah. So in here, you've got it bagged up in different sets. That looks like the engine kit. Front lights. You get a new headlight switch. It comes with this power setup right here. The way this works is this is gonna power all your shit. Let's go back up here real quick. Let's stay rooted. All right. So up here, the way the power currently works on these trucks is we've got a cable from the battery to the starter. From the starter, you've got cables coming up. One of them hits over here on your alternator, and then it goes to that junction. From that junction, it goes inside. When we're finished, there won't be any more cables up on that firewall right there. That junction goes away. What we're gonna do is this includes a mega fuse block right here. Is from after this, the only wires going to our starter will be this wire right here and the solenoid wire. 2 wires, that's it, nothing else. What's gonna happen is this battery isn't the right one. I got it on the carport. I've been buying, and you can do it on one of these, but I've been buying the batteries that have the top and the side post. I really like that, and I'll show you why. We're going to put this mega fuse block right here on the firewall somewhere. On the newer trucks, this right here is on this fender well, and then it sits in front of it. So we're gonna do some magic, make it work, and that'll clean that firewall up where there's not a wire coming across and all that shit. You'll have all your power right here by the battery, and then we'll go out from there. So out from there, there'll be a wire going to your alternator, which is like right here somewhere, other side maybe. You'll have a wire that comes around the bottom when we get done and feeds this. So the power wire from your inside will come all the way over there. It's no problem. Basically, instead of having that contraption up there, it's a pain in the ass. Instead of having that there, it's just going to be right here is what I'm getting at. It cleans it up a lot. Our goal is to clean that whole firewall up, because coming out over here, we're going to block that hole off. We'll drill new holes there. We've got the, what's it called? The vintage air stuff. It'll have some wires coming out, and it'll have a wire. It'll go here. So anything you need to tap off of, taps off of over here now. So, and then that's about it. It'll clean this up a little bit. So that, I think originally they plan on you doing some weird shit, going down to the starter, all that jazz, but we're not doing that. This right here will get used, our alternator wire, and from the megas to the battery, to the different batteries. So we'll go over that. Run, little red. Come on, little red. All right, hey Ruger. So that covers that. Comes with a new dimmer switch, just like it has a new, where'd it go? New whatever, headlight switch right there. So, courtesy lamp kit. This fixes your door. You still gotta buy parts. I have some around here. But basically it has all the stuff to go from your door switch here to the door switch over there. And it gives you your lamp and your under counter lights. It's a good addition. So there's that. Instrument cluster kit. This right here depends on if you're going to use the factory cluster or a Dakota Digital. We'll get into that. Here's your under dash kit. This is the most scary looking part of this whole kit, and honestly, it's not that scary. Most everything already has the ends on it, so all you got to do is just plug it in. And then, like I was talking earlier, these ATO fused power tap boxes, or power taps or whatever set, these will plug into, you got one right there, little tap, you got one right there, runs off the battery, ignition. So there's all kinds. I think there's one right there is ignition. So it gives you options. That'll come in handy for your, like we're going to use a wiring harness off an 80s model truck for our doors. So that, these help with that. Yeah, who knows about that? It'll probably end up in a box somewhere. And then this should be the rear lamp setup. So rear body kit. So what'll happen with this, and most of this, like this, let's go with this one. What we'll do, I think it's 4 wires. We'll dig in here, and we'll find the right size loom to fit it, which I think is that one. We'll measure our loom before ever running a wire. We'll measure our loom from where the wire plugs in up there all the way down the body and make it where it comes straight out the back right here. So once we do that, get enough loom, or we think we got enough loom, we'll take and stretch this out, put it in the loom, and then put it in the truck. That one's pretty simple. It's got some weird stuff going on here, but we'll get there when we get there. So it comes with your little bit of fuses and some other giblets. What else we got in here? Should be about it. But you can wire with this kit right here, the 510-347. You can wire an entire square body 73 to 82, I think. Yeah, 73 to 82 with this kit. There's everything you need. Looks like this one is, I'll have to find it. Generally it comes with better directions. I guess they're make you print them out by yourself now because I don't see them in here. But it's really easy. I could almost train her to do it. But the next thing is the proper tools. We've got in their directions, it shows the crimpers there. I just kind of grabbed out of the bucket. I got 3 sets of crimpers here. These are the Autowire crimpers. This one here is for barrel fuses, or not barrel fuses, barrel connections. It's for crimping these things. Basically, you strip your wire, you put it on there, and then you crimp it down, and I use them a lot. They're automation shit, so that's why I have them. That's why I know what they are. That's what this, I got better ones that make different ones for this and stuff. That's the set I had handy. We got our grounding, we'll need that. A power probe will do you a lot of good for this. It's not necessary. On top of a power probe, a good meter is worth its weight. I think this meter was close to $2,000. I had to buy a few of them a few weeks ago. But this one does a little more than your normal, what's a normal, like an 87 or something. Your basic meter, you know. So this one is a process meter. It does a little more. But you'll need a good meter. I'm in the buy once, cry once camp of that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I use them professionally, and anybody that shows up to work for me, it's fluke or bust. But you don't need to spend that much money. You just need a good meter. You're going to need zip ties. This one's just an example. It's some shit I had laying around here. And then places to anchor your wires to in the frame. And this is just what was in this drawer right here. These cable tie clips, 1/4-inch hole. Basically what it is they got a little, you put them in a 1/4-inch hole and they stick, and it gives you something to zip tie to. I use the magnetic ones, so I like those more. Here. I guess they're selling you accessories too. Wouldn't hurt while you're playing with it. The last 3 or 4 trucks that's come in, the neutral safety switch, column switch, has been bad. I think this one had it too. I've got it bypassed. Might grab one of those. This is fucked up. Might bring that in, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to go inside and print it off, because they really fucking swung for the fences on giving you directions on this one. They give you good directions online. You can print it up that, it's whatever. So let's look at how to begin, some tips, tricks, whatever. We're not gonna begin today. I'm on a gun show all weekend. But brought it all in because Christmas is coming up. And I think over Christmas we're gonna see if we can get most of this in here. So let me get the dog down and we'll give it a look. Real quick, I just found this, and this is what I was talking about. See, it's got a pretty good set, although just kind of whatever directions. They are a good, you know, I don't know what's up with that new one, but this is out of the 83 to 87. But same thing, good printed directions, nothing to cry about. Bunch of random leftover shit in here that you don't use, or I didn't use on this one apparently. So what do we got here? Apparently we didn't use that. Speed sensor. You would need that on, I think like on that 87 right there. I think you'd need that. What else we got in here? Just random shit left over. So that's what I was getting at here, though, is it's better directions. So anyway, that's the last set we did. All right, so coming in here, number one rule of wiring harness work is we do not cut wires. Everything on this truck is either screwed to something, it is clipped to something, like right here. You know, you got connectors, got a connector, so on and so forth. Do not come out here with your pair of dikes and just start going at it. Unhook. Like we've already done the front harness. There's no front harness on this truck. And it's probably in there somewhere. But don't cut anything. Unhook everything. Don't throw anything away. Get yourself a box. Put your harness that you're taking out in a box as you go. What's gonna happen is you're gonna run into something funny and you may need parts off of there. That's rule number one in wiring harness. The next thing is, and this will save you guys a lot of trouble, is you see that green harness right there, that green connector? Right there, there's one. Where else? There may not be any more on here. Coming out of the firewall, the only thing you're gonna disconnect in this process right now is we're working off of this right here. So you're gonna disconnect it, like right here's a back body harness. We'll disconnect it, we'll pull it out. This one's chopped up. I don't even think it's chopped up. I think it's rolled up back where the body was chopped. Your engine harness, bring it out as one piece. You're gonna unhook right there. You got some unhooking back there. This truck is a factory tack truck. Somewhere there, the wire comes out of the firewall for the factory tack. That'll change a little bit, but if you got it, leave it. Especially, I'm gonna try to go back with our factory gauge cluster. You know, I need to buy a new piece of plastic on the front, but don't cut anything at all. If you know, you're gonna have to disconnect. Like here, you can tell there's no grounds left. There used to be a ground right there. It was disconnected. So simple, disconnect everything. It's pretty obvious where it all goes, but don't cut anything. So you'll come in here. Step one is we're gonna pull that, it's either a 3/8 or 10 millimeter, depending on your year, out of the middle right there. Bring that out and make sure your truck's parked somewhere where it can sit for a few days. Because at that point, once you start stripping stuff out, yes, we can make it run again pretty easy, kind of like we did on the tan truck, but it's not super easy. So we want to get it where we're going to leave it, like this one's been in here for months now, but we're going to get it where we can leave it and just start disconnecting stuff and ease it out. Actually, let's see here. Yeah, see, like that wire right there goes over there somewhere. Who knows what it does? That may actually be the tack wire. But see, it's not in this cluster here. Don't disconnect it. So moving to the interior, once you get all that out, same game. We're not going to cut anything up under here. What we're gonna do is, like here, this is just hanging out. We're gonna disconnect it. That's a neutral safety switch bypass. There's one in the new kit. As you can see, I got it bypassed right now. Leave it in place. Disconnect everything you need to disconnect. To pull that out is one piece. You don't want to cut anything, and you shouldn't have to cut anything. Going up in there, random stuff. I think this is for the tank selector switch, maybe. And then what you're gonna run into in some of this stuff, you see how these are, you got some stuff plugged in right here, like we talked about on the other panel. It's a different style plug-in, But like here, we did the choke. We plugged in right there because I couldn't find one. But you're gonna unplug those because what those do, one of them is going to your turbo 400 transmission on this truck, for an instance. It comes over, it goes to that switch right there, and then it goes down to the transmission. So that's not part of the new harness. There's other random shit in here like that. Like, it's not in here right now, but the light and the switch for this is in a drawer somewhere. But it'll be the same thing. It's just plugged in to some random shit. So, if you got power windows, you'll have a crossover harness. It just plugs in down there. That's all it does. So just unplug everything, take it out, and do not cut anything. That's the #1 mistake. When you get done here, you should have a complete truck wiring harness that, honestly, if you're taking it out, is probably no good anyway. But if it is a good harness and you just want to update, because like this truck, I went back and forth. You got wires cracking and stuff like that. Like you can see a hole in that wire right there where it's been poked a few times. So basically, I want to redo it because it's a worthy, for me, for my time, let's call it $1,200 in materials. And man, if I had to charge, it'd be my labor rate out in the field is $1.50 an hour. But it's for me, it's my project. If I had to put a price on it, I bet you somebody would probably charge $1,000 to put a harness in. And that's not even saying somebody good doing it. It's just there's some real hackos out there. So, things you're gonna run into that aren't really covered in this harness that are, this here has a turbo 400 transmission. It also, I think the 350 or 350C may have had it. It's not really set up for when you run your harness down the body to refeed that. So we're gonna have to do something there. There's some other random shit like that, but what it is gonna give you is little features like it'll end up over there by the battery. There'll be a wire that is, if I remember right, ignition wire that sets up your fan relays if you want to do fan relays. Really handy piece there. What else? Basically getting everything else working. Most things work on this truck. You combine this kit with a Dakota Digital, the world is your oyster. But this kit alone is good. So you're going to have a blast doing this. It's pretty easy. You want to start when you get everything out, you want to start in here. This is home base, let's say. Everything starts with this wiring harness here. So you're going to get your thing out of the way, random stuff like that, and just kind of clear it up. I mean, you can see we're clear here. We got from one side to the other, and this harness is going in before the air conditioning system. So over here, you'll end up with, you'll have to make the connection, a new connection for this. My suggestion is get a new ribbon on the back. Like this one's gonna be rebuilt. It's gonna cost a little bit, but it's too cool not to. I've done the conversion before, but we're gonna leave this one in place. You're going to run, there's, I don't know if we can see one here. There should be some wire holders up in here. Yeah, like right here. You're gonna end up running through here from one side to the other with some stuff. So be prepared for that. You're gonna have to fish here. I'll see if I can find the part number for it, but you're gonna have to fish a wire from somewhere back off in here out this hole right here for your door switch. It'll be annoying, but it's kind of an easy process once you figure it out. This also will have a, let's see here. Rear harness. I don't know why they did it. There is an orange wire going to the back. Turn signal switch. Front light bulkhead. Yeah, see here you got your electric fan. You got a brake switch, which is down by the turny thingy. Where is the rear? Oh, right here. Optional battery feed. That can do a few things. You got the third brake lamp and the optional battery feed. This third brake lamp, it's light blue. You can do some other stuff with. See, it comes up to the brake switch right here, along with another wire over here. So you can move that wire and do some other stuff with it, but it's just whatever. What this doesn't have, like I was saying, it doesn't have the 400 wiring in it. So we'll have to make that happen. That's no problem, we'll cover it. It also, you won't be using the third brake lamp because, fun fact, didn't exist in 78. In fact, maybe 86, somewhere in there. Might be the only time you use that. So you can repurpose it because it's a wire. Sometimes you just take it out, but it's a wire going from this bulkhead right here all the way to the back of the truck. You take advantage of that with, if you want to do trailer controllers and shit like that. What I'm saying is you can take advantage of it because then you have two wires coming from the very front to right here in the back of the truck. What else? Dual tanks. This kit does not cover dual tanks. Right there is the wire for it. And it pops out somewhere, maybe that green one right there is where it pops out. The dual tanks on this truck work different than the 83, 84. It's a whole different ball game. This one, the way it works is back there is the switch, and it's just basically a one in, one out. It's no problem. The only problem is we'll have to figure out the tank level, which is in, I can't remember if it's in this one or the other one over there. Underneath it, I don't know. So that's the biggest complaint with this kit is it does not cover those two things. It does not cover like a 400, hell, it doesn't cover 700 R4, and it doesn't cover the 350 C, I believe it is. But we can get there because the wiring is here. That's what I was saying. You don't cut anything and you unplug everything because you may have to go back to that wiring harness and work something out. So let's go look over here. There's a little difference. Because I think it also worked on this 82 right here, but I think it's an 82. Kind of the same situation going on here. You can see kind of the same situation right here. You can see that plug right back there. That goes to the tank switchers. It's a different fuel valve on this one. So you wouldn't want to pull that out. See that black and green wire? You wouldn't pull it out. You'd only pull out your, where's my finger at? Your section right there, and then go at it. Like this one's still, like she's kind of got some stuff disconnected. I don't know why. I don't remember doing it. Maybe that's why the trailer lights or the tail lights don't work. But same wiring harness on this truck here. So again, it's got a different fuse set on it. Let's get under here real quick. All right. So up under here, it's got the newer style fuse block, the ATO connections. It's got some fuckery right there. Who knows what happened? Here we've got, that's our shifter control, maybe lets us know it's in 4-wheel drive. Yeah, see, somebody out there sells this harness. You can't really buy it much. You got to buy it used, but all it is it goes up in there and goes over there and lets you know when you're in 4-wheel drive up on the thing up there. So this one, a little less taken apart. You got some fuckery right there. So this right here would be the candidate for a new harness, and it's probably going to get one, but I got to get that crew cab back on the road. This is a good next project because it's a good truck. Oh, we took the battery off of it. We got the motor in it. Motor runs good. Carb, it just needs, man, she needs a little bit of love is all it needs. So we're done with the crew cab. We're gonna work on it. So that covers that kit. Let's look at this real quick, because this one, if you got an 87 and you want to keep your TBI, things are gonna get sporty. And I gotta go back to this one real quick. Up under here, this one had a spark control bunch of bullshit. It come out right there. You can see all the wires have been cut off on it. Up under the dash are a bunch of more wires. I didn't cut them. Who knows how, I may have cut them. I don't know. Anyway, you're not going to use it. It's got to come out. Good luck. You're not going to use it anymore. But like, this is an example of what we're trying to fix with how we're wiring them. Because you got all these wires. If you remember on the dumpster fire, these were all cut. But you got all these wires coming around. They come up and go back. It's a fiasco. We're trying to get rid of that fiasco. So that's this one. Let's go back over here. On the 87, a little more complicated because you have a huge set of wires right there. Do not touch them. It goes back to basically the only thing you unplug or want to mess with is right there in the fuse, the firewall transition. Shouldn't, if you got to rewire an 87, you're probably not going back TBI. But if you do, there's a little more work here. It's a lot more involved. But if you got to do it, it's doable. It's just not as easy. So that's just a look at where to start, where we're going. Also on this one, on the blue truck I did, the rear harness, like on this one, we're gonna bring that power all the way to back here. But on the blue truck, we used, I think we added a wire to it. If you think you're gonna do fuel injected or something, now's the time to put wires in the loom. You don't even have to connect them, just put them in the loom. I'm looking for somewhere I have a roll of the wire, but you want to use automotive wire. But on a truck like this, if you plan on going fuel injected and dual tanks, it would happen at the tank switcher is where your wire would have to come to, and then, you know, go out from there. But either way, you'd bring that wire back in with your rear body harness. So yeah, that's just a look at where you need to start. Go ahead and start collecting materials to do this. Tools. You'll need a pair of strippers. I don't have a pair here. Maybe I get a pair over here. Some of my old electrical tools, maybe. Yeah, like an old set. This, I buy these. I love these. Got a little keeper there. You can also get that one where you squeeze it and it fucking strips the wire for you. Man, I'm an OG. Those are my game. And then heat for heat shrinking, which is in, there should be some heat shrinking here. And then when we get started, I'll go over that. But basically, when we're done, you won't hardly be able to see any wire other than a wire loom. So thanks for checking it out. Keep an eye out for the next one on this. I'll probably do it. We're taking off for Christmas and the day after. So I may do it next weekend. I got a CNC knife machine to hook up. So got to get that done this week. Thanks for checking it out.